What's up guys, it's your boy Kurt, coach of the East Coast Bishop, bringing you PMU Season 9 Week 2 versus Leo and the 6 foot hacks and the Durham Druddigons. His team was really scary. I absolutely did not have any switch-ins to that Glade on your screen. I had nothing that wanted to deal with that, plus Torn. Just there was a lot of things that I didn't like dealing with, and this team had them. So we'll go over the team really quick. I had Shockberry Heatran. That was mainly just so that I could take an EQ from, say, Metagross and just fire off a Lava Plume or get my rocks up safely. So that's really nice. I was a Wish Mega Autono again. A lot of Spidef, a lot of Fizdef. It was such a good sponge this game. I had the Tarak, which was Adamant Choice Banded Terrakion, which was absolutely nuts. It just did so much work versus his team. And then we have the Deoxys, which is Nasty Plot, 3 attacks with Z Psychic, Z Focus Plus, sorry, just so I can blow back like the Diggersby, or he's a Alolan Persian if he did decide to bring that, which he didn't, which was really nice. It meant that I freed up my Deoxys a lot. Then we have a Raikou, which is just a sub-Calm Mind Raikou, because his answer to that was literally only Diggersby and hoping that I don't get a Calm Mind up early enough. And then we just have a defensive Golbat, which is literally there to trade with the Glade, just for a massive amount of chip. So that's basically what I brought. He brought the Diggersby, the Dusknoir, the Metagross, the Rotom Wash, the Taunty, and the Glade. I was really scared of Diggersby in this matchup. I didn't have a good switch into it. So I basically prayed that he was not scarfed or something like that. So we'll get into this. As you can tell from the way that the things lined up, he led with Diggersby, I led with Heatran. Not an optimal lead. It didn't really tell me much about what his Diggersby would be. So as he just leads with Diggersby, I lead with Heatran. So first turn here, I'm thinking I just go straight into Golbat. I scout to see if he's just going to Raw Earthquake and try and scout for Scarf on him. So I go into Golbat on the Earthquake, and my thought process was if he Earthquakes, I'm just going to U-turn on his potential pivot if he's Choice Locked. But then he reveals that he is slower than my Golbat, which was only creeping and no speed Rotom Wash. So being able to do that, I get a free switch into Autono, and he reveals he's a Spikes Diggersby, and it makes me feel like he was sort of like a more defensive set to check Raikou, because that was his only real check. So that was a really good bring, actually. I'm gonna go back into Golbat as he U-turns. So he's gonna be able to get the pivot momentum. He's able to get Rotom Wash in super free. And this was terrifying because I didn't want to switch anything into this, so I had to stay in here, and if he Volt Switched, that was super safe for me. I got the pivot momentum, but he does go for the substitute, and me being Infiltrator was huge this game. It allowed me to U-turn for free while getting chip. It lets me get in Raikou for free. So I get the freest of subs here. This Rotom cannot 1v1 me, just because I am sub-Calm Mind. So I get a free sub while he switches. He goes into the Diggersby here, which is really terrifying. But him revealing that he's like a really bulky set also means that he's probably not very attack invested. I still didn't know what this Diggersby was. I had no information on it other than it was Earthquake, U-turn, and Spikes. So I was thinking he might have been like a really bulky return set or something, so he could just sit versus the Raikou a little bit. But he does reveal he is like full Spidef, just a max Spidef set based on that hidden power damage, which made this a lot easier to play around because I didn't have to worry so much about Earthquake destroying Autono. I didn't have to worry about return 2-hit KOing my Golbat. Deoxys always beat this. Tarak is faster than it, and close combats it. It just made this a hell of a lot easier. So I'm just going to stay in. He does Earthquake and break my sub while I Hidden Power. But I get a free substitute when he goes for U-turn because it doesn't break the sub. So he reveals he's not huge power. That's absolutely massive for me. Him not being huge power saved me so much worry. So here I could have gone for a Calm Mind or something and got a free +2 in these 2 turns right here. But I felt like if he just sort of like stayed in with the Rotom, it would have been nice to get that Thunderbolt chip damage. There was no reason for me to make an overly aggressive prediction play. So I'm just going to stay in and click the HP Ice. I've got the sub still. And he reveals he's the Citrus Berry Cheek Patch set. So really, really good bring actually. It definitely deals with Raikou a lot better. Calm Minding twice would have been really, really nice. I would have probably been able to kill from there. And I'm pretty sure it at least did 50% to the Metagross, depending on what his set was. Which would have been huge because then his Occa Berry doesn't come in if he has it. Or if he's like a lefties set, then it gives me the chip I need for Deoxys. And so I'm just going to go back into Golbat, as he is going to go for the Recycle. If I had have just clicked sub again here, I could have got another Calm Mind off, Hidden Powered on him, and I could have basically set up using this Diggersby to sub and Calm Mind pretty safely. But there was no reason for me to risk him just Earthquaking and breaking my sub again after I stayed in the first time on the U-turn. So I'm going to Brave Bird here. He is going to get his Citrus Berry Cheek Patch, and he's going to get a free U-turn. This gives him the free Gallade, which I don't switch into. I think from this range, if he's Zen Headbutt with max attack, he rolls a kill. So I have to just go for the Brave Bird. I have to trade with this. This is what this Golbat was brought for, to just trade with this and make it a lot harder for Gallade to actually do anything. So he's going to reveal a Psycho Cut, which is just going to bounce off of my Golbat, which was absolutely crazy. So that damage, meaning that Golbat doesn't actually die to the recoil damage, giving me more information about his set, because if he was Sword Stance right there, then I 100% got very, very scared. But he is going to reveal the Knock, so it made me feel like he wasn't a Sword Stance set, which was really, really nice, because he definitely did need the Fighting Stab to try and deal with Heatran. So I'm just going to go into Deoxys, and I just fire off a free Shadow Ball. He's switching his Diggersby, and he needs that for the Raikou, so he can't take any chances on me clicking anything else. So I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball with Deoxys. And we are going to get the Spadef drop, which is unfortunate for him, but he's now going to switch the Taunt, and he's actually going to go into his Diggersby right here. And this tells me exactly how Spadef he's going to be, just based on this Psycho boost. And he does reveal to be full Spadef, as that Psycho boost just absolutely bounces off. So I freely get Terrakion in here because he's definitely going to Recycle to try and keep this alive for the Raikou. He definitely needs this for Raikou. He needs it as healthy as possible. As he's just going to Recycle and he's going to heal back up. So here, I was thinking about this. I could have just close combated, thinking he might Earthquake, but he needs this. He's never going to sack this because he knows he doesn't kill from here. He's going to go into either Dusknoir or Metagross. So I went for the Stone Edge because it caught the Dusknoir switch, and he still took a huge chunk onto Metagross. So he is going to frisk my Choice Band and still take 50%, so that revealed that he was Fizz Def, like full Fizz Def, just purely based on that. And he is going to reveal the Protect, which was huge. If he was Pressure, that was even scarier. Because then I had to play around him protecting every time this come in. But he isn't Pressure, which is really, really nice. So he's going to switch here. I know that he dies. He doesn't have a really solid switch in other than Metagross and Diggersby, and neither of them really want to come in on Tarak. Banded Tarak doing 50% on a critical hit to the Metagross. Absolutely insane damage. That was just really nice to get. So I'm actually going to go into a Heat Train here, because I felt like he was either going to click Meteor Mash or Stealth Rocks. He does go for the Stealth Rocks, so that's fine. I'm going to get up my own Stealth Rocks here. This is what it's meant to do, set up Stealth Rocks on this. So I get my rocks up, meaning Taunt takes 25%. On switch in, Gallade is basically useless. The Rotom is a lot more crippled coming in and out, unless he's Defog. But I don't think he'd be Defog here. So the Shocker Berry going off, meaning that I can just... I don't need this now. It doesn't switch in or check anything. He's going to reveal Occa Berry, so that was really annoying. But we're unfortunately going to get the burn on the Metagross. And that's massive, because it means that his Metagross can't do enough damage to my Deoxys to where Shadow Sneak from Gallade can kill it straight away. So he has to go for chip damage on it, I'm pretty sure, or he has to, I think he can't kill with Sneak from the range that I go to, which means that he has to sack, something else to try and get chip damage onto this and reveal what kind of set I am. So he's going to go for the Bullet Punch, and he's just going to bounce off my Deoxys. I'm just going to go for the Shadow Ball. We kill the Metagross. Unfortunate we got the burn, but there wasn't much I could do about that. So we he goes into the Diggersby, and this is where I reveal that I'm Z Focus Blast. And I was very tempted to just Nasty Plot here, because he didn't really have anything that wanted to come in, but I couldn't risk him U-turning into the Gallade to pick this off, so I just had to go for the raw Z move. And we're just going to absolutely pummel this Diggersby into the ground. This doesn't live modest Deoxys speed, because his speed tiers were so slow comparatively to it. Absolutely destroying the Diggersby, which is nice. It's really nice. And then he is going to go into Taunt. He's going to go into Taunt here, and I'm just going to fire off a Psycho Boost. I lose nothing firing off a Psycho Boost. I put him into potential range later for anything. So we fire off a Psycho Boost, and we don't get the kill. I think it was a roll because of his creeping, the way he crept, how much HP he got. It allowed him to live that on a roll. He is going to go back into the Dusknoir though, and I'm just going to give him the Deoxys. I don't have a way to safely heal this thing. I don't have a way to safely get this thing back in on things that don't have priority, so I'm just going to give it to him. So he is just going to kill me with the Sneak. I'm just going to go back into Terrakion here. I lose nothing by going Terrakion and clicking Stone Edge. All it does is put him even lower. It puts it for a Raikou endgame, because he's now sacked his Diggersby, he's sacked his Metagross, he's sacked 2 of his Earthquake users. I'm faster than his Gallade, I'm faster than his Rotom. I can beat this 1v1 because I am sub Calm Mind. I can use this to get up a Calm Mind at least, and Thunderbolt. But I'm just going to go for the Stone Edge here anyway. I don't kill just because he is full Fizz Def. He is going to go for the Earthquake, revealing that he could have potentially beat the Raikou, which was scary. But Terrakion just chooses the Earthquake, and it puts him in a spot where he has to go for Shadow Sneak after a Protect. So really, he's just here trying to get his extra kills. So he's going to Protect, get a little bit more HP. I'm just going to Stone Edge again. He goes for the Sneak. It doesn't kill, so Tarak picks off the Dusknoir, which is nice. It just means that I can get Raikou in even easier now that he doesn't have really anything for this. He's just going to go for Gallade, and I'm just going to give him the Tarak. It doesn't switch it or anything. It's never going to come back in, basically. It's pretty well useless now. So I'm just going to give it to him. I still have Raikou, I still have Autono. So I'm just going to go into Raikou, and I'm just going to Thunderbolt. I lose nothing Thunderbolting. If he sneaks, then I think I go out of... I'm still out of Hurricane range. Or I might just be in Hurricane range. And so he has to go for Hurricane on it and potentially risk the miss. So I'm just going to T-Bolt. We kill the Gallade. I lose nothing doing that. I don't. And then he's going to go into the Taunt. And I feel like Hurricane is what he's going to go for here. He loses nothing by just clicking Hurricane. So I'm going to go into Auto Note, and he's going to reveal the Z superpower, so this was really, really awkward. I don't know why he clicked the Z move on the Raikou, but he did. So that was really annoying. So he's just going to absolutely deal a massive amount of damage to this Auto Note. Hindsight, I should have just stayed in with Raikou, and just gone for the Thunderbolt, and then just won the end game with Auto Note, because he didn't beat this. I'm gonna go for the Protect here on the Mega, potentially scouting to see if he is just full physical or special, or what he is, what type of set he is. He is just gonna go for the normal superpower, and so I feel like my play here is just give him Auto Note, go back into Raikou, and hope for some reason that he's slower or something. I feel like I lost this game on that turn. So I'm gonna go into Raikou, and I'm just gonna click Thunderbolt. I have no other move I can click. So we go into Raikou, and he is slower. He miscrept and crept for the Tarak and not the Raikou. I don't know why, but he was slower than my Raikou. So we killed the Taunt. So if I had stayed in the first time, I wouldn't be in this situation in the first place. But he's just gonna go into Rotom. I don't lose anything by just clicking Thunderbolt again. So we just go for the Thunderbolt. We do a massive amount of damage. So he does have a little bit of Spin F investment, just a little. Not much though. He's gonna go for the Toxic though, and that reveals that he was like a sub-Toxic set, which was really annoying. I'm glad that he didn't get the chance to get that off on anything. That would have been really, really annoying to deal with. And he is gonna reveal Protect as well, so that was even annoying. So he's gonna go for the Protect here, and that's annoying for my team. But just for Raikou in general. So he's going to Protect, I'm going to Thunderbolt again. I still have another round of Toxic before I die. He has to get the double Protect here to win. If he doesn't get the double Protect, then Raikou just wins me this game. So I'm just going to go for the Thunderbolt, and he's unfortunately not going to get the double Protect. So we do manage to win, Raikou picking up, I think it was 3 or 4 kills. So that was really, really nice. Yeah, GG's to Leo. His team was really, really scary to prep for, and just I didn't like playing that. I did so many mocks for that game, but GG's to Leo. Unfortunate that he couldn't pull out the dub at the end there by miscreeping with his Taunt and creeping for the wrong Pokemon. Next week we play Brody or Odds Are and his Atlanta Rain. That's another scary matchup. I don't exactly have much for Lando plus Mega Diancie, but we'll see what we can come up with, and I'll see you guys for week 3.